This is a story given to me by Spirit through the means of automatic handwriting. I had been influenced by the story of Sadako and the Thousand Cranes, which is a true story of a little girl in Japan who lived in Hiroshima at the time that the bomb was dropped. She was exposed to the radiation, which caused her to come down with what they called the bomb disease when she was about 10 years old. And it was incurable. No one ever survived it. But she believed that she could survive this if she would fold 1,000 cranes. A little friend of hers had told her that if you can do that, you can have any wish you want granted. So she set about to fold the 1,000 cranes. But before she could finish much more than 600 of them, she had to go into the hospital, and she did not survive. But the story of Sadako and all those folding of the cranes became something that has caught the attention of people around the world. So every year, thousands of people fold cranes and send them to a monument to Sadako. Well, I heard the story and I thought, boy, I sure do want to learn to fold the crane. And this woman was very patient with me. She sat down and showed me 7 different times. And finally, I thought, well, I began to think, well, I might forget how to fold this. So when I got home, I put every step of the folding of the crane onto a separate piece of paper. And I thought, well, now when I get back to folding this crane, I'll have this paper to show me every step in case I forget, which was so easy to do. One day I wanted to fold the crane. So I got all those papers out. And I felt in my spirit words come saying to me, you need to call this the dove instead of the crane, and I will give you a story to go with it. I was used to doing automatic handwriting, but I never really thought I was getting through, So on those pages that I had all the phases of folding the crane, my hand just started writing words on each and every page. I wasn't even really aware of what I was saying until I was finished with it all, and then I sit back and reread it. And it was an amazing story. And it is a story that I think is very profound and very important. You start out with a square of paper, and you fold it from corner to corner, and you have this pyramid shape. And on that page where I had the pyramid shape, the words came to me, and these were what they were. Life is a lot like the pyramid. It begins at the top and works its way down to encompass the whole. You don't know what is to be the final outcome of your searching. You move onwards and you overcome all the obstacles in your way as you increase yourself, replacing your old for the new, coming and going on your journey into the expansion of yourself. You use all the skills you possess in order to make new worlds, in order to enlarge your boundaries. You are microcosm in your expanded state. You deem the world as though it were all you. Before you lay a wilderness of excitement that you want to decrease your allness in order to appreciate. You decide to become less than your wholeness, so you fold in upon yourself, making the microcosm. And this is where you fold the pyramid one more time, and it makes a smaller pyramid. The folded self is your own self. Only in its consciousness, it does not see itself as the macrocosm it once knew itself to be. While the macrocosm knows its microcosm self, the microcosm goes into forgetfulness of all that it is. The microcosm wants to experience what it is not in order to know itself in an experience known as the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, as a trinity, a 3-in-1, a balance, a proper application of all its components, so that the pyramid can believe in itself in the microcosm stage. For smaller and less experienced can achieve the ultimate of which it came from. And as the altered ego set in to fold the folded I am ego, we were all in the same image as what we came from. Still the same creators, still creating, still calling forth on another level, calling forth smaller thoughts. Now on this page I drew little butterflies because this is the smaller pyramid with duality, has two wings, and I have these butterflies saying things to one another like, for instance, our colors are more special to all that is. And some were saying that we fly the highest. Others were saying, well, we were here first. So you see all of these little butterflies started being divided and separate from one another. Now to go on with what the words are that God gave me, or spirit, or however you want to think of that. Yet knowing that we were a lot more than we were consciously aware of being, we started carrying ourselves around with our words, creating a form unlike the pyramid that we came forth from. And this is when you take the little butterfly and you split the wings, and it turns this into a neat little box. A little box that has a divided tongue in the middle of it. Now back to God's words. We began to flatten ourselves out as though we could not fly. We caused ourselves to split into opposites in our effort to maintain a balance, for our words were creating for us many things which would get us into a state of dependency. We needed more drama in which to create, and so we opened ourselves up to the many voices we heard coming into our minds from the astral planes. Now, at this point you have the little butterfly, a box shape now. We began to define and to educate ourselves in such a way that we now had boundaries. Everything must square with everything else, for the truth we thought was something that could be explained, defined, regulated, and required. Yes, we were very good at letting our forms take control. We squared away all of our parameters and flattened ourselves out as we bowed down to systems and theories and doctrines and creeds. We believed in our view of things, and another's view became something we labeled sinful, blasphemous, without of ourselves, and sometimes we would even burn, loot, and kill in order to keep our forms going. I have to stop here. Be sure that you listen to the Dove Story Part 2 for the continuation of this story.